And coming down the tunnel, an opportunity here at the home for it's NBA basketball. Opening day here for both of these teams. Brent Barry, the fans are full of optimism.
Well, the seeds have been planted in the offseason, Kevin. What's about to bloom for these franchises as the year goes on? I mean, lots of movement around the league, but it's about the growth of your favorite team and watching these storylines play out as teams march towards the playoffs. A long ways away, but tonight's where it starts.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. They've got Miles Bridges. Nurkic is out there with Mark Williams. Then there's LaMelo Ball. And it's a Kogi in at the two-guard spot. Now, here's Ball. Jalen Johnson missing his last shot. Ball kicks to Nurkic. Second shot opportunity. Outside, Ball. 6 to shoot. From outside the arc, Okongwu grabs the board.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Now, here's Johnson. Pass to Daniels. Fires away from outside. Rebound by Williams.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate. That's a testament to the effort there on the boards. Never willing to give up on a possession, finding ways to sniff out the ball.
And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Here's Ball. Following the bucket by the Hawks. Nobody near Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Nurkic has got 5.
They're trying to space the floor there. You know, Nurkic did not hit a three-point shot in his first 4 seasons in the league.
LeVert screen on Williams. Johnson, the pass to LeVert. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Ball kicks to Nurkic. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, I was able to speak with Quinn Snyder just before the game. In talking to Coach, he discussed the hidden talents of LaMelo Ball. Coach said he's still a young player in this league, but we can't take that lightly. We've seen what he's done to soft defenses. We need to be physical. So we'll see if that defense tightens up for them. Guys?
Thank you, David. Three-pointer. Atlanta gets it back. The Hornets have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Ball feeling it out a bit. Back to Nurkic. There's the 3. Hits the three-point bomb. 8 points for him.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Now Daniels coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Pass to Okongwu. It's LeVert on the wing. Johnson, the pass to Okongwu. That's good, and Johnson with the assist.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Outside, ball. Now, Nurkic. That three off the mark. And now here comes Daniel. Eating the break. Kicks it out to Johnson. LeVert against Ball. Now here's LeVert. Guarded closer. And they take the lead. Daniels has got his second bucket of the night.
Good looking jump shot right there by Daniels.
Bridges sets the screen for Ball. It's deflected. Bridges outside. Williams has a screen for Bridges. Charlotte needs to get a shot up. Williams kicks to Nurkic, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. The Hawks leading by 3. Here's Daniels. He has 5. Oh, and there's the foul. It's on Josh Okogie. That's his first foul. 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Daniels with it beyond the arc. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
Let's make sure that that selfish nerve doesn't get tapped, because right now there's great ball movement. They're setting each other up. Let's see if that maintains.
The front court is Rizuchet and Johnson. Daniels out there with LeVert, and it's Okongwu in at the center position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. Here is Daniels, off target from three-point range.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
You know, Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
Here's Johnson, and it's Johnson with the jam.
What an athlete Jalen Johnson is. You see how explosive he can be on the drive.
Now, here's Ball. He's covered by Daniels. Home, and he draws the foul. For another point at the free throw line. It's going to go on Onyeka Okongwu. One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
And the rebound by Nurkic.
And priority number one has got to be the finish, guys, not the fancy stuff.
And good that time.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Here is Daniels. He's got 5. Pass to Okongwu. An easy 2 points on the layup. Okongwu's now got 5.
That's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Ball dishes to Bridges. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Shot clock at 5. Ball finds Williams. Another shot. Banked in off the glass. Williams has got his first basket of the night.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
Now, here's Ball. 7 points in the game. Bridges sets the screen for Ball. Rebound, Atlanta. Rizage with it. Bridges covering. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. And some changes here for the Hornets. Josh Green's checked in for Williams, and Miller's subbed in for Josh Okogie. There's 1:59 left in the first half of basketball. Rizage fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up. Every year, Greg, we get a new batch of rookies into the NBA, and sometimes we're all guilty of judging them too early.
Oh, absolutely. I think we need probably 3 years to evaluate a player. You know, fans and media can be a little harsh at times, but not everybody develops at the same rate.
And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. And that one's good. Daniels.
Man, if Daniels is hitting that, it really opens up the offense.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Bridges outside. Pass the ball. Shot to stop the run. Rebound by the Hawks. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The Atlanta shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
And the Hawks have been part of the play-in tournament 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, since that run, Kevin, in the 2021 conference finals, it has been tough sledding for Atlanta. They've really been stuck in middling in that 7 to 10 range, which is forcing you to play some tough opponents in those early rounds. They have not overcome that. Off the bounce, Daniels showing a great burst.
And that one's good. Green.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Johnson outside. Pass to Okongwu. Lavertis screen on Green. Here's Okongwu. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The drive-by ball. Nurkic the pass to Green. Over Johnson. Ball with it. Here's Nurkic. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing up proof. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
They've been choosy when hunting for shots, guys. I like that. Trying to capitalize on every single possession.
And now, not a bad. Thank you for being with us.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Here's Mann. On the court for Charlotte, Trey Mann is out there with Brandon Miller. And it's Green, then it's Williams. And it's Diabate in at the pivot spot and in the middle. Pass to Gay. Capella inside. Now here's Matthews. Tight defense on him. 4 on the clock. Krejci passes to Capella, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Hornets trail by 6. Now Mann, and there's the drive. Green with a screen on Matthews. They kick it out to Green. Shoots over Matthews, and it's Green missing.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Maybe they can find a way to establish some rhythm in the next few possessions with the extra pass.
Matthews, a screen on Miller. Stolen away. And here they come. And here they go. A finish, and Green slams it in.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
To the left side wing. 3-pointers off the mark. Hornets trail by 4. Pass to Diabate. Back to Mann. Now here's Williams. Here's Mann. They kick it out to Green. It's good from long range. Green's got 5 points now this quarter.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Matthews passes to Capella. Launches a 3. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Hawks lead by 3.
Capella, one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. It's because of his activity.
Green, the screen, driving in, and Capella sends it back. Pass to Gay. Bob pass to Capella. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
I'd draw that one up again. Throw it up, Capella jump, you slam it through. That's an easy 2.
Green with a screen on Matthews. Outside, Green. Atlanta with the rebound. Here's Krejci. No scoring in this one. Pass to Mann. A putback. Hornets trail by 5. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And here's Green outside. Offensive rebound. Diabate. Here's Mann. He's covered by Matthews. Pass to Diabate. And it's off from 3-point range. The Hawks leading by 5. Mann with it. In the corner, it's Capella. Back to Mann. Matthews, a screen on Miller. Mann passes to Matthews. With the putback. Diabate grabs the board. Charlotte's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Miller inside. It's stolen by Capella. Pass to Mann. Screen by Capella. Here's Mann. He's guarded by Williams. And it's Capella missing.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
The kick out to Williams. And the Hornets miss again. And so it's Matthews with it, bringing it up now for Atlanta. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Here's Mann, covered by Miller. Now Mann, and a wide open look for Capella. The third quarter comes to a close. Hawks on top, leading by 5. A chance now to hear Coach Quinn Snyder talking to his team.
Let's just keep playing with the same intensity.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. Green is checked in for Charlotte. Brandon Miller comes in for Josh Okogie. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the break, listening with Charles Lee and his team, he was disappointed in the shot selection. He told them, stay patient, run the offense, make the extra pass. You don't have to make up the deficit all at once. We'll see if they start shooting a little better. Kevin?
Thank you, David. In the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. LeVert out there with Daniels. And it's Reza Shea in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Now, here's Ball. He's covered by Daniels. Here's Green. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 4 assists in the game.
He was sitting back a little bit there in the first half, but feels like showtime now, and he's ready to put some major points up on the board.
Here's Okongwu, and he drops it in from the low post. And the Hawks lead by 5.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Ball kicks to Nurkic. Good on the 3-point shot.
Well, the team set up Nurkic so well there. He had plenty of space, calm and collecting.
Daniels passes to LeVert. Back to Daniels. Pass to Reza Shea. Bridges against Johnson. 3-pointer, LeVert. Excellent D there from Ball. The Hornets shooting about 42% so far. Miller with the ball. Bridges outside. Ball sends a screen for Bridges. The kick out to Ball. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Johnson, the pass to Daniels. They set the screen. Back to Johnson. LeVert from outside. Sinks the triple. 6 points for Caris LeVert.
From range, LeVert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to honor him.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Into the lane.
And Daniels just putting it all together right now. Keep feeding the hot hand.
Hornets trail by 5. here is Ball. Miller sets a screen for Ball. And the foul on Dyson Daniels. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Ball dishes to Nurkic. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. Ball's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Here's Daniels. We've got 1:55 left to play here in the fourth. Pass to Okongwu. On the clock. Nurkic with the block.
Nurkic big and blocking.
To the paint. Ricochet with the steal. Here's Daniels. He's covered by Ball. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
Man, the score being this close, you have to retain possession of the ball. You just can't give it away like that.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Okongwu. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Hawks making a change here. Okongwu's checked in. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. It's Miller on the wing. Ball is screen on LeVert. And Miller throws it down hard.
Already, Miller showing he has no problem in the big moments. How about the gut from that young man?
Pass to Okongwu. And he drives in. Capella kicks to LeVert. Fires from deep. Trifecta.
Remember that one. Guys, a difference maker.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Now, here's Ball. Outside, Green. Ball sets a screen for Green. Lock at 6. Nurkic the basketball. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. .35 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Daniels kicks to LeVert. Here's the screen. Pass to Okongwu. Back to LeVert. Here's Capella. 4 on the shot clock. The shot by Okongwu. No good. Here's Bridges. Johnson with the rebound. Stolen by Ball. It's stolen by Johnson. And so the big win by Atlanta in a tight game. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust.
All right, a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Zach Rieseshay.
And he's been on a roll during these last few months. Getting better in terms of scoring the ball and proving to be a key part of this team as we move farther along in the season.
So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Barnes is out there with Brandon Ingram. Then it's Grady Dick. Then it's Chris Boucher. And it's Barrett in at the 2 spot. And for Atlanta, Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Karis LeVert is out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's Rieseshay in at the small forward position. And 6-man, a common term in basketball, has a unique meaning for the Atlanta Hawks brand.
Yeah, it's the name of their fan base. Extremely loyal and passionate. And they've swayed the outcome of games.
Daniels misses. Outside Barrett. He buries it from 3.
Boy, you've got to be shot ready in catch-and-shoot situations, and we know RJ's got a quick trigger.
It's Daniels with a drive. Up and in on the layup.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here's Dick. Takes the 3. Sinks it from distance.
I'll tell you, Grady Dick can shoot for days. I mean, his confidence from beyond the arc is really incredible.
Here's Daniels. And he throws it down with one hand.
It's just a strong finish there, guys.
Hey, needed just one hand to do it. It's Barrett on the wing. It's Barnes on the wing. From outside, off the mark.
That's not his spot, but given the lack of defense, you'd like to see him knock that one down.
Pass to Rieseshay. Takes it inside. Good work there as it goes. Rieseshay's got his second bucket of the night.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
Here's Barnes. Can't get it to drop. Johnson with the defensive effort. Okongwu with it. He's picked up by Barnes. And it's Okongwu off the drive. The kick out to Johnson. For 3. Hits the trifecta.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes play. To the paint. Here's Barrett, and he dunks it down.
Just taking initiative in the screen and roll action. Tremendous cut by R.J. Barrett.
And one thing we've seen from R.J. Barrett, he likes playing in a system where they move the ball, Doris.
And he likes BA when that ball moves in his direction. R.J. Barrett is a thirsty scorer. He can go off the bounce. He's working really hard to shore up that perimeter game. He has got a tremendous future.
Now here's Barnes. Outside Dick. Outside Ingram. Shot clock at 6. Goes back up. And that one's good.
It's hard trying to match up with Ingram, especially when he's looking to score inside.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point land so far. On the wing, Daniels. Covered by Ingram. Johnson against Barnes. Johnson with a bucket. Johnson's got 5.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Barnes against Johnson. From deep. Barnes, and that's good. And that makes it a tie ball game.
This is a huge part of Scotty Barnes' development. Can he knock down the long ball?
Here's Daniels, covered by Ingram. Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
Just magnificent. I mean, he punishes the D for lackluster effort.
They look a little disorganized there. The result is an emphatic jam.
Yeah, sometimes aggression can overcome certain offensive limitations. You saw it right there.
Pass to Daniels. LeVert outside. And here's Okongwu. Outside for LeVert. Drives to the hoop. And And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Boy, I love the way Caris LeVert is attacking. This guy is a skilled guard with tremendous speed.
Barnes, no good.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
LeVert, right side. What if it goes? That misses. Would have counted had it gone. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Atlanta on. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Atlanta.
In the early goings, their effort level has been exceptional. The speeding around the defense and opening up options with good penetration.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
Ricochet and Johnson, they're the forwards. Dyson Daniels out there with Caris LeVert. And it's a Okongwu in at the 5. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. Here's Daniels. In his last outing, 10 points for him. We're excited to be here for opening day tip-off, Doris. It feels like the league is in a great place.
There is no doubt, B.A., absolutely. To me, more talent in the league right now than potentially we've ever had before. And I don't just mean star talent. There's a depth of quality skill across the board. We know the shooting has revolutionized the game. It's going to be a fun year.
Get it, young fella. Dyson Daniels has a lot of tools, showing his hops on that one.
Barnes in the post. The rebound by Atlanta. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
This time around, they're looking for better execution offensively. They have to avoid mistakes.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Jalen Johnson is developing the complete game. He said, I watch the guys who do everything. That's my mindset. I want to be at least solid in every department and then keep building on that, adding bits and pieces here and there. Brian, his versatility is already drawing attention league-wide.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Allie. Thank you. Here's LeVert. Toronto making their last shot. And now the Raptors on the break. Here's Ingram. Rebounded by Daniels.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
Something this Raptors team does very well is move the ball, Doris.
Yeah, B.A., this is an unselfish group of guys. They like moving the basketball, getting everybody involved. Amazing when a team has everybody touch it, how good it feels.
Now here's Okongwu. This one for 3. Rebounded by Ingram. And so it's Ingram with it. He brings it up for Toronto. Trailing by 2. Boucher passes to Barnes. Outside Dick from the arc. Okongwu with the rebound. Okongwu's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to LeVert. Okongwu, a screen on Boucher. LeVert passes to Okongwu. And the foul called on R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul of the game.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
1:44 left in the first half. Daniels sends it home from three-point land. Daniels has got 14 points.
You like how their perimeter game is building out. They're feeling it right now.
Pass to Dick. Lets it fly. From outside the arc. And that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good.
And I love Dick's aggressive mindset. I mean, this is how lethal he can be catching and firing.
Out to the right wing. Okongwu finds LeVert. Picked up by Okongwu. Over Boucher. Pass to Ricochet. Shot clock at 3. Over Barrett. Ricochet, no good. Toronto has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. Right side Barnes. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Toronto shooting their first free throw of the evening. You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper.
Oh, my goodness, that was electric. R.J. Barrett with a little flash.
And Atlanta misses again.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed. Well, that's 2 fouls on him early. He'll have to be careful not to pick up another one.
He's got his first free throws of the night right here. No good on that one.
What I like about Chris Boucher is he seems to understand what his team expects from him. They need him to guard, they need him to rebound, and they know how aggressive and assertive he is on the offensive end.
Okongwu against Boucher. Out of bounds. The Raptors will take it. So it's both teams making substitutions here. There's 10 seconds left to play in the first half. Quickly with the ball. Takes a 3. And that's not going to go. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Toronto out in front. Up by 4. Thanks very much, Allie. We'll be back soon to start the second half of basketball.
Over at Little Caesars Arena, the Pistons will face off against the Bucks. That one gets going at 7 p.m. Eastern. And in our game with the Raptors, a close, entertaining first half.
They've controlled the pace, and it's been fast. Getting out and...
And that is going to do it.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game.
It's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
Toronto leading by 4. So for Toronto right now, they've got Emmanuel quickly, and it's Pirtle in at the 5. Pass to Mobo for 3. The rebound by Krejci. And the Hawks shooting has been great, 57%, and finding ways to score consistently. And the foul called on Emmanuel quickly. That's his first foul of the game. And the Hawks with possession here. The 3. Matthews misses. Toronto has gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. Pass to Pirtle. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Here's Abaji. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
After their title in 2019, the Raptors have struggled to stay among the league's elite scores.
Well, think about it, B.A. The driver of that title success was Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry. Both of those players are gone. Very hard to replace players of that caliber. Almost inevitable they were going to take a step back.
Picked by Pirtle quickly. And again, Toronto no good.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
Going inside, and down it goes. Jam that one home.
And just a great screen.
And they got a high-powered finish out of it.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Rough start to the third quarter, but give some credit to the defense they're facing. Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
And Atlanta making a change here. Young's checked in. Hawks leading. And they've been producing at a high level.
No question. They're in a nice rhythm offensively.
Drive by man.
Yeah, what a look. I mean, Young, a high-level pass.
And in a game this close, they're going to challenge the call. Coach does not agree with it, and he wants them to take another look at the monitor.
The play will be reviewed by the NBA rules. There will be 2 minutes to review the
Oh, still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Here's Battle. And that one, good. Battle's got his first 2 points of the night.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Atlanta's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Matthews passes to Capella. Here's Matthews. Uses the glass on the layup.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
Quickly passes to Pirtle. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
I think it's a big help when Pirtle can make the mid-range. It forces the defense to bring the bigs out of the post, and it really opens up things.
Over to the wing. The three is up. The shot no good. The Raptors have gotten only 2 of 7 shots to go in the third quarter. And during the first few seasons of Emmanuel Quickley's career, he was seen primarily as a scorer, Greg.
Yes, but recently has blossomed into a more versatile threat. The leap we've seen in his passing has been especially impressive. He's a player to watch out for moving forward.
Trae Young, he's checked in for Atlanta. Pass to Abaji. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Battle. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Here's Krejci. Off target from three-point range. Toronto trailing. Here's Battle. Pass to Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
I think this guy's a threat to throw it down every time Pirtle gets his hands on the ball. This guy has tremendous size and takes advantage.
Quickly against Young. Young drives it in. Soft touch off the glass. Young's got his first points of the game.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Young with the double team. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here's Capella. Still no points. Three-pointer. They get it back. Outside Young. To the middle. Niang, the pass to Capella. Shot clock at 5. Inside. The kick out to Young. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Niang outside. Fires for 3. No good there. Here's Mobo for the lead. Buries it from 3. Mobo's got his first 3 points of the game. A hard-fought matchup. 7 lead changes thus far.
And these teams have been sparring from the get-go, neither able to land the knockout blow.
And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. The Hawks trailing. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Karis LeVert is out there with Dyson Daniels, and it's Risache in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the foul. He does not hesitate to ask for a second look. It's a pretty heated game. Every call matters.
The point of the video review of the NBA. Many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look. So the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. He told the team he has complete faith in them, saying, we're right there, now we just got to make that push and really take hold of the game. We can do that. To me, it looked like his players are on the same page with him. Guys, back to you.
Thank you for that, Allie. Barrett, a screen on LeVert. Dick, the pass to Barrett. And slammed it home, and a foul. A chance at another point at the line. It's on Onyeka Okongwu.
Yeah, there's a determination and sheer force of will that R.J. Barrett plays with. He feels contact, and he loves it.
Here's Daniels. LeVert outside. Connects from downtown.
Karis LeVert has worked diligently to make his three-point shot legitimate. Knocks that one down.
Right side Ingram. It's stolen by Johnson. Knocks it loose. And so it looks like it'll be Atlanta's ball. The Hawks leading. Here's Daniels. Now here's LeVert. Back to Daniels. Just 5 on the clock. Okongwu, a screen on Ingram. The Hawks need to get one up here. Barnes knocks it away.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
Fourth quarter still young. Just over a minute played. Ingram, the pass to Dick. And he goes in for the dunk.
B.A., I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good. Down low. The kick out to Johnson. LeVert, a screen on Barrett. LeVert outside. Clock at 6. Pass to Daniels. Now here's Okongwu. Nails it from beyond the arc.
And defensively, how do you leave them that open in crunch time?
Outside Dick. Boucher right side. Now Grady Dick. Back to Boucher. Three-pointer. He drops it from range.
Now, this is a young guy stretching the big position, right? Chris Boucher very willing to rise and fire from downtown.
Pass to Risache. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Toronto grabs the miss. Barnes with it. Outside for Boucher. And he misses the go-ahead basket. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. And the shot goes. LeVert's got 5 points now in the quarter.
How about that? Such an instinctive offensive talent. Karis LeVert, natural under pressure.
The Hawks have gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. 1:46 left to play in the fourth. Pass to Okongwu. the jump hook. No good off the glass. Toronto's gone 7 of 15 from distance in this game. That one goes. Count it.
And this guy is just a gamer. Ingram doesn't feel pressure. He embraces the moment, taking and making important shots.
Here's Rizachet, guarded by Barrett. And Rizachet gets it to go.
Oh my, Rizachet, just huge.
Toronto trailing. Outside Dick, and that's a foul called on Onyeka Okongwu. That'll be a second foul of the game.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
He gets the first, and that narrows the gap to 1.
Yeah, and Brandon Ingram doesn't get enough credit for his growth as a free throw shooter. He shot below 70% from the line in his first 3 seasons, but since then, he hasn't dipped below 80.
55 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Daniels, covered by Ingram, 6 to shoot. LeVert outside. Fires from deep. Money from deep!
And talk about stepping up in a big way.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Barnes. Money!
Oh, big-time delivery from the young Scotty Barnes. Clutch moment, no worries.
This might be a turning point.
Massive possession here.
They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
Count it!
And you have to love the intensity from Ingram when they're up against it, always ready to attack.
Here's Daniels, covered by Ingram. And so it's Quinn Snyder here calling timeout. And coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. How do you think this is going to play out?
This is where your coaching is so important. They need a really good play now.
Well, this is a chance to take the lead, so you've got to draw up play to make it happen.
LeVert, right side. Okongwu. Good!
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. All right, guys, how do you see him managing the next possession?
And there's not enough time to catch and shoot, so they'll have to tip it in off the inbound pass.
Everything, the officials want to review it. And the officials are signaling for a review of the last-second buzzer beater. Boy, this game hangs in the balance of this review now. And no, the basket will not count. This game is over.
Oh, my.
Clark, have certainly grown since your time in the league. Do you think that can lead to too many voices in the locker room?
I really don't think that's an issue, Kevin, because no matter how many coaches you have, typically they are all in sync, and the head coach has usually put his staff together, and therefore they're moving in the same direction.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Barrett is out there with Dick, and it's Ingram in at the 3.
Sometimes we forget how tall Ball is. I mean, he uses his size well to score in close.
Barnes with it. Now Green defending. Pass to Dick. Barnes screen on Ball. Here's Dick. The jumper from the free throw line is good.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. I mean, we know how dangerous he is.
Clark, the 2021 Rookie of the Year, LaMelo Ball, and the only thing holding him back now is his health.
It certainly is, and it's unfortunate because he's a talented, fun-to-watch player. He's already missed a bunch of games early in his career, but he is the total package as a point guard now. Great length at 6'7", and I still think he has MVP potential. It's a matter of, can he stay on the floor?
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Caught up with Coach Charles Lee, so we started to talk about R.J. Barrett. Coach complimented him, saying he's got great energy, a great build, and he knows how to score. So I'm telling you guys to stick to him like glue and just keep the pressure on. We'll see if that high-pressure defense can shut Barrett down tonight. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. And Toronto making a change here. Boucher is checked in, and the defense. Of this Raptors team, Greg, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect. And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Now here's Ingram, following the miss by Miles Bridges. The 3, and Brandon Ingram hits from deep.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Now here's Ball, and it's Williams with the jam.
Setting his teammate up nicely out of the 2-man game that time. Ball provides style and substance with his brilliant playmaking.
Dick wide open. A 3-pointer off the mark. Hornets trail by 3. Miller dishes the ball. Boucher with the steal. A 3-ball. Rebound by Williams. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for the Hornets. Last time they came together was in Toronto, where they fell to the Raptors.
And really just a bad loss. No other way to put it. I mean, they maybe overlooked some of the bench players because those reserves got loose offensively.
I agree with you. I mean, the points off the bench, that disparity was decisive. You've got to have all hands on deck for this one.
And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Perfect communication and timing on that alley-oop. Bridges saw the opening and then bounced right to the rim.
Wasted no time on that one.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. The drive-by Ball. Green kicks to Ball. Green with a screen for Ball. Lays it up off the glass. Ball's got his second basket of the night.
Really important for Ball to maintain his poise around the basket. That's what allows him to take a bump like that and still convert.
Ingram passes to Boucher. And the dunk by Boucher.
Well, I tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
46 seconds left in the first quarter. Now, here's Ball. He's covered closely, driving to the basket, and he lays it straight in. Ball's got 6. Toronto's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Baseline J on the way. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Here's Dick, guarded by Green. Bounce pass Dick. Here's Barnes. No good with the layup.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him. Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit. And
folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
For your Hornets, Brandon Miller, 1 shot.
The play will be reviewed. There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
the action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to have a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Here's Barrett. Tries a three off the inbound, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. It's Charlotte up 1. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter, we've got Brandon Ingram. There's Boucher out there with Barnes. Then it's R.J. Barrett. And it's Dick in at the guard position. In recent seasons, the Charlotte Hornets, Clark, have been very active in the trade market.
Well, it seems like they're always wheeling and dealing. I mean, they're on a quest for that perfect fit lineup, moving pieces around, trying to find the right recipe for success.
Williams dishes the ball. Back to Williams. Boucher with the rebound. Raptors trail by 3. And here's Barnes for 3. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 4 rebounds in this game. Ball surveying the defense. And Ball slams it in.
Ball exploding off the floor for a big slam. Young fella's got some pretty good hops on it.
Barrett kicks to Boucher. Barnes outside. Back to Boucher. Latrey trains the three-pointer. Boucher's got his second basket of the night.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
The kick out to Ball. With the drive, it's good. Ball's got 10.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And it's good, 2 points.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Joseph Nurkic. He's checked in for Charlotte. Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectation.
Bucket is good. Ball's got 6 here in this quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen. Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands, too.
Charlotte leading by 4. Here he goes. Pass to Nurkic. Ingram with the steal. Barnes with it. Now guarded by Nurkic. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
And saw the play develop. Got out in front of the defense. And Barnes there finishes on the break.
Green with a screen for Ball. Outside, Green.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
1:58 left in the first half of the game. Off with the layup. The Raptors have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Barnes against Ball. Barnes right side. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
And Miller throws it down hard.
And Miller moves well for a guy his size and finds the shot there off the drive.
Clark, we've all heard the comparisons. Brandon Miller plays a lot like a young Paul George.
And you know, it makes a ton of sense when you consider that Paul George is Brandon Miller's favorite player. So he spent a bunch of time studying how PG gets it done and putting those moves into his own book bag.
Hornets leading by 4. Here's Ball, and Ball slams it in.
Boy, making it look very easy. Ball has been unguardable tonight.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Chance now to take a look at some of the steal numbers over the scope of the last few months for Josh Green.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Here's Dick. And again, no good by Toronto.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
And Brady Dick gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. 15 seconds left in the first half. Nurkic a screen on quickly. Ball, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Ball. Over quickly. And it comes off the front of the rim. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. Back to the action in just a minute.
Look here now at Charlotte. Like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, and looking back at the first half of this game, it's likely we'll see some adjustments for the Toronto Raptors. And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Man, we're seeing a tremendous game from LaMelo Ball.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Grant Williams is out there with Nurkic. Then it's Trey Mann. And it's Jeffries in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Here's Pirtle. Hornets with the rebound. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Raptors trail by 10. Clark with the Hornets. They were hit with injuries as hard as any team in the NBA in the 23-24 season.
Kevin, I couldn't agree with you more. They were so unfortunate in that regard, and it's not anything you can control, and it made it almost impossible for them to have a productive season because of those injuries. Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
Williams, a screen on quickly. The kick out to Williams. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Mobo. He's guarded by Williams. Pirtle with a screen on Williams. Mobo from outside off the mark. Charlotte leading by 7. Now, Mann. Nurkic a screen on quickly. Mann passes to Nurkic. Back to Mann. 5 to shoot. Pass to Nurkic. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Jakob Pirtle.
Just a load. I mean, at 7 feet, Nurkic also moves well, and that combo gets him to the line a bunch.
Raptors trail by 9. Quickly looking it over. Pass to Pirtle. Uncovered. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 6th rebound on the night.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Williams passes to Mann. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
A 3 from quickly.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Hornets leading by 11. With every passing season, Quickly's role seems to expand.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he's had to prove himself over and over. And now that he has, I don't think you'll find nearly as many doubters as he had when he first came into the league.
And Nurkic gets it to go.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Quickly the pass to Beck. From deep. Rebound by Okogie.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Here's Mann, quickly covering, and count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Goes up on the wing. It's hauled in by the Raptors. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Mobo can't hit. Here's Charlotte now. They're on an 11-3 run. Here's Mann. quickly covering. Mann gets the bucket. Mann's got 9 points here in the second half.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
Raptors foul call.
He's got free throw attempts number 4 and 5 here.
Fourth team foul.
And that one falls for Mann.
Trey Mann. 2 shots.
Both free throws good for Mann. And so quickly we'll bring it up for the Raptors. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Mann finds Nurkic. Back to Mann. Just 5 on the clock. Off target from the baseline. Raptors trail by 18. Down low and stolen by Williams. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Okogie misses.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate and embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Hornets ahead, ending the third quarter on a 15-5 run. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth, you've got Jakob Poeltl. And it's Mobo in at the 4-man position. Nice fadeaway to get over the top. Mann's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Here's Battle. Back to quickly. Takes the 3. Rebound by Okogie.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Here's Mann, quickly covering. Lets it go from deep. Mann gets the bucket.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Here's quickly. Takes it inside, and it's good for 2.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Here's Mann, quickly covering. Here's Nurkic. Pass to Mann. Inside, 6 on the shot clock. Jeffries can't get it to go.
Boy, he has to put that one away. A solid opportunity, gone awry.
From past the arc. Jeffries with the rebound. Hornets leading by 19 points. Mann with it. So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Now here's Ball. With the floater, in it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
This kid is so skilled. What a touch from Melo.
Ingram wide open. Can't sends it from downtown.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Poeltl. That's his third foul of the game. We've seen the NBA feature several overseas games, Greg, the last couple years. Always growing the sport, aren't they?
And I know the fans love it. And nothing quite like seeing an NBA game in person and expanding that opportunity. Always a plus.
Here's Barrett. And Barrett slams it in.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intentions.
Now here's Ball. Dick defending. And that's good. LaMelo Ball for three. Ball's got 5 points in the quarter.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it.
Nothing surprising about that, guys. We've come to expect plays like that from him, and still, they never get old.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Hornets.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split, 2 games apiece.
I'm sure it meant a lot to them not letting a conference opponent get the better of them. That's important to them for sure.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for LaMelo Ball.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Yep, it counts.
Brandon Ingram.
Here's Ball. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
For three. Again, Ball missing. So it's Toronto now. Let's go. And there's Dick. That's good on the assist from Poeltl.
And when Poeltl sees a guy on his team open, he finds him right away, whipping that pass there directly.
Ball from long range. Again, Ball missing. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think,
right, everyone. Time to kick. It's still early in the... season, Grant, but most coaches have their rotations worked out by now.
They really do, but if they don't, they better figure it out soon. You don't want to be tinkering with your lineups any later than this.
Now the opening lineup for Atlanta. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Karis LeVert is out there with Dyson Daniels, and it's Risache in at the small forward position. For the finish, and it's Bridges with the jam.
Come on now, guys. That's flat out insane.
Hey, when's the last time you saw a jam like that? Here's Daniels, hounded by Ball. Daniels passes to Okongwu. Pure from three-point range.
Even though he's young, Daniels tends to make the right decisions with the ball in his hands.
Now here's Ball. He's closely guarded. And here's Nurkic for 3. Counted from distance.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's Risache. Last game out, he had 38 points. And you watch Dyson Daniels on the floor, Coach. He's everywhere on defense.
Yeah, Brian, he's one of the best guys disrupting offenses and getting deflections. He gets his hands in passing lanes. Effort like that will always find minutes.
LeVert, a screen on Ball. Pass to Risache. LeVert goes against Miller. Here's Daniels. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots from 14, and he drops that one in.
And it seems like Daniels is comfortable all over the floor.
Now here's Ball. Pass to Nurkic, and Nurkic throws it down.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Here's Daniels. Out to the right wing. And there's the call on Yusuf Nurkic. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's Daniels, hounded by Ball. Pass to Risache. Here's Okongwu. Johnson for 3. Rebounded by Nurkic.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
If you get any space, LaMelo will find you, so be ready.
Hawks trail by 4. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. And that one drops.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Shot by Nurkic, no good. The Hawks have gone 3 of 6 from the floor. Miller against LeVert. Okongwu, a screen on Miller. Pass to Okongwu. The 3 is up. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
Oh, nice ball movement by LeVert. A welcome sign for this team.
Coach, when you talk about the Atlanta Hawks, you got to start with Trae Young.
One of the most exciting players to watch in the NBA, Brian. He can shoot the ball from anywhere on the floor. He's a great ball handler and one of the most creative passers in the game.
And Atlanta has possession, following the bucket by the Hornets. Okongwu, no good. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter.
And there's the athletic grace of LaMelo Ball. Poetic.
LeVert, a screen on Ball. Daniels passes to Okongwu. Here's Daniels, hounded by Ball. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. Atlanta shooting their first free throw tonight. And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee. And in recent seasons, Grant, almost no team's been hit by the injury bug as much as the Hornets.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, you wonder what they could have done if they'd stayed healthy. They built the team around key players, and those guys have just missed a lot of time.
Clock at 6. Here's Johnson. And the layup is good off the glass.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Inside, Nurkic. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time. Nurkic has got 9.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
Okongwu, a screen on Ball. Here's the 3. The rebound by Bridges.
How does such an elite finisher not throw that down? I'm confused.
Basket's good.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
They set the screen. Pass to Okongwu. Fires the 3. And he knocks it down. He's 3 of 5 now from the floor.
Yeah, this period, they're letting him go to work, and it's paying off.
Ball into the lane. Atlanta with a rebound. Last time they met was in Charlotte, where they beat the Hornets.
They flat out dominated the last time these teams squared off, particularly on the glass.
Yeah, but they can expect a whole lot more resistance.
Yusuf Nurkic getting it done for Charlotte. Hunting for opportunities, leading to 9 points in the quarter. More 2K action in just a moment. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from Charlotte?
Oh, what a first quarter. You love their willingness to make the extra pass.
Yeah, it's the kind of offense every coach loves to see. Selfless and smart.
On the court for the Hawks. Ricochet and Johnson, they're the forwards. Dyson Daniels out there with Karis LeVert. And it's Okongwu in at the center position. Okongwu, a screen on Green. The kick out to Johnson. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Charlotte. The drive by Miller. LeVert with a rebound. 3-pointer, Bridges. Ball left side. Green, a screen. And Ball throws it down.
LaMelo on the attack. He can do damage from anywhere, but they love to see him get to the rim.
And given LaMelo Ball is 6'7", how does this give him an advantage in his position, Greg?
Well, B.A., he's able to score on smaller guards, as well as see over them and find his teammates. His height and quick decision-making are real weapons.
Pass to Williams. Now here's Ball. There's the steal. A minute and a half gone in the second quarter. Here's Daniels. 10 points in his last outing. And here's Okongwu. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Okongwu, a screen on Ball. Here's Daniels. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Daniels has got 6 points.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Now here's Ball, guarded closely. And that one's good. Green.
Yeah, well, passing it inside out is always a good idea. You can usually get your teammate a clean look.
Here's Daniels, hounded by Ball. Okongwu, a screen on Ball. Pass to Okongwu. Johnson on the wing. He's guarded by Bridges. Johnson passes to Okongwu. And Atlanta hits again from deep.
He's been dropping them in from downtown since the tip. 3 triples in the first quarter, 2 more since.
Miller outside. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, yes. 2 loud points from Miller, making his presence felt.
And here's a Kongwu for 3, and the Hawks with another 3. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
Pass to a Kongwu. There's the triple. Drills it from deep. The Kongwu's got 12 points now in the quarter.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
And here is Williams. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
Despite ups and downs, the Atlanta Hawks have remained in the hunt season to season, Stan.
Well, Brian, this team has a lot of resilience. They're scrappy, they're hardworking, and it's helped them stay on the margins, at least, of the playoff picture.
Okongwu, a screen on Green. Pass to Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu!
Really good passing wing. Risa Shea isn't a ball stopper. He really looks for his teammates.
Ball taking his time here. Outside for Green. Williams, a screen on the vert, and he lobs it up, and Williams punches it home.
Beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush. Here's Daniels, bounded by Ball.
And Daniels doesn't mess around. When he's charging inside, he's focused on the flush.
Hornets trail by 6. 20 seconds left in the second. Miller, rebounded by Daniels.
Trying to show off for the fans and give them their money's worth, just couldn't finish.
Here he goes, and he lays it up and in. And now it's an 8-point Hawks lead.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
And so it's Atlanta finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
You know, right now for the Hawks, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have.
And turning our attention to the first half, a positive start for the Atlanta Hawks.
Obviously, they've been locked in.
Thanks for tuning in.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. It's been quite a game for Onyeka Okongwu.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Trey Mann out there with Josh Okogie. And it's Williams, and it's Diabate in at the 5 spot. That's the Hornets 5. Stolen by Capella. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
With the game on the line, Ice Trey is dangerous man. Young said, I've been owning the moment my whole life. That's what I do. I've worked too hard to be afraid of the moment. Brian?
Well, Allie, it definitely shows in his play. It's great stuff there. Thank you. Young misses. Hornets trail by 8 for close to a decade now, Stan. Clint Capella has been a double-double machine.
Well, Brian, I think the key to Capella is he knows who he is. He's a great rebounder, rim runner, and shot blocker, and then he doesn't force things offensively, and that's why he's had one of the highest shooting percentages in NBA history.
KYG, know your game. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw misses. He hits the second from the line. Grant, the Hornets are a team hoping to end a pretty substantial playoff drought.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they made a buzz in the postseason, but their return could be closer than people think. A few smart moves here or there might be all it takes.
Outside man, 6 to shoot. Back to Capella. Blocked! Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Williams with it. Young's there. Left side man. Pass to Okogie. Charlotte needs to get one up in a hurry. Here's Diabate, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And right here, the 2K leaderboard shows us which teams made the most of their second chance opportunities last year. The fourth spot held by the Hawks.
This is a hustle stat. This team pounded the offensive glass, and it shows in their numbers from last year.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Charlotte. Buffkin, he's checked in for Atlanta. And we're just about 2 minutes into the final half of play now. There's a screen. Niang outside. No good on the shot. Nurkic with some nice D. Hornets trail by 7. Here's man. Snatched away. Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Here's Gay. No made baskets yet. And there's the drive. The Hawks need to get one up here. Capella got a chance to get it off. Atlanta again missing.
And that's one he wants back, just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
Pass to Gay. Niang a screen. Back to Capella. He hangs. Rebounded by Nurkic.
Yeah, he tried to adjust, but he got smothered. Good defense.
Outside man. There's a minute 47 left in the third. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. Nance, he's checked in for Atlanta. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Zach Rizachet.
He's been on a tear offensively these past few months, and you know how much they love the extra points he provides. He's been shouldering a bigger load recently, and I think he's just getting started.
Here's Nance. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Hornets trail by 7. The kick out to Williams. Williams knocks down the 3.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest and block.
Here's Buffkin. He's guarded by man. Nance against Nurkic. Pass to Buffkin. 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Great D that time from man.
Gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
Williams with the screen. Jeffries, the pass to Nurkic. The rebound by Atlanta. Here's Buffkin. He's guarded by man. Pass to Niang. Here's man. the right side. Launches it. The shot won't fall. And we've reached the end of the third. Atlanta on top, up by 4. And we're coming back. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
Yeah, it's pretty to watch. It's great to have so many big men in the NBA who can dish it like this.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, Quinn Snyder had some words for his team over the break. Well, coach is thrilled with their three-point shooting, saying in the huddle, guys, let's keep it up. Continue to shoot it from deep. It's working. They've been on fire from distance so far.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Hawks. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Karis LeVert is out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's Risache in at the 3, the small forward.
Yeah, I like whenever Miller uses his size to his advantage, especially down near the rim.
Pass to Risache. Right wing. And here's Okongwu for 3. Gets it to go. He's now 9 for 11 on the night.
He's been so aggressive on offense, and with the results, you understand why.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Daniels passes to LeVert. Bridges against Johnson. Pass to Daniels. Going inside, and he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
Tons of first-step quickness from Daniels.
Here's Ball, and Ball throws it down.
And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that, puts so much pressure on the defense.
Johnson against Bridges. Johnson with a bucket. And the Hawks lead by 5.
With a tough road ahead, they worked hard to get a good shot.
Shoots. The kick out to Ball. Back to Nurkic. Miller outside. The rebound by Atlanta. Okongwu's got his 4th rebound in this one. It's LeVert on the wing. Hounded by Ball. Okongwu, a screen on Ball. Pass to Daniels. Outside for LeVert. Okongwu, a screen on Ball. LeVert pulls it from the corner, and it's good. Off the back of the rim and in. And it's a 7-point Hawks lead.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Screen by Bridges. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Ball. And Ball throws it down.
Oh, clutch points from Ball. You can't forget he's 6'7", and that really helps him get shots off when it matters the most.
Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly match that.
And Ball throws it down.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Hawks.
Well, I love how they're attacking the rim. That will usually force defenses to collapse and open up a lot of outside shots.
Another thing they're doing well tonight is shooting from long distance. All game long, they've been finding openings at the perimeter.
Ball passes to Nurkic. Okongwu with the rebound. The Hawks lead by 9. 1:07 left in the fourth. LeVert passes to Okongwu. Here's Risache. Let's go with a 3. The rebound by Bridges. Outside, Green. Gets the 3 to fall.
And that's what you get from Brandon Miller. I mean, he can really whip passes there around the court.
41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. LeVert goes against Miller. To the wing, right side. Here's Daniels. Pass to LeVert. Beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. 19 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
LeVert with the ball. And that's an intentional foul.
Brandon Miller. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
He drops the first one, and that puts him up 5.
2 shots.
And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Now a timeout called by Charlotte. They're trailing by 5. Guys, what do you think?
And time's running short. They just couldn't get over that hump.
Well, I've been in this spot more times than I'd like to admit. All you can do is tell your guys to hold their heads up and finish strong.
Now Miller. And so it's Atlanta with the W. Just a gutsy performance on the road.
It really was. When this one was up in the air late, they showed how tough-minded they are as a team.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson.
Welcome, sports fan. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for him.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The front court is Rizier and Johnson. LeVert out there with Daniels. And it's Okongwu in at the center, locking down the middle. And for Toronto, they've got Grady Dick. Barnes out there with Chris Boucher. Then it's R.J. Barrett. And it's Ingram in at the 3 slot. And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Daniels passes to LeVert. Barnes grabs the miss.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
The 2022 Rookie of the Year, Scotty Barnes, GA. He had a terrific rookie year, as we know. His second year may have fallen off a little bit.
It was a bit stagnant for Scotty, but man, he had a monster third year, making his first All-Star game. The playmaking of Barnes especially took a leap.
And that one's good. Daniels.
Showing the range and competitiveness. Nice answer by Daniels.
Look at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks. It was a win against the Nets. Outside, Barrett. Driving inside. And Barrett slams it in.
Oh, Kevin, not a penny, not a Manny, but a face.
Oh, bounce to the ounce, Greg. Yeah, showing off the bunnies. Now, here's Okongwu. Pass to Daniels. LeVert screen on Ingram. Daniels played in with a nice touch off the glass. Daniels has got 5 points so far.
Looking confident inside at 6'7". Daniels has the height to feel comfortable down low.
Here's Barnes. Okongwu grabs the board. Hawks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And that'll tie this game up.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive spot.
Atlanta shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. And Johnson no good on that one. How important, Greg, is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
And the burst that Daniels has on his drives, that's a nice finish as well.
It's Ingram on the wing. Out to the right wing. And here's Boucher. Fires the three. Connects from three-point range.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in. Back to Daniels. That one goes in for him, too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start?
Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Toronto's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Boucher sets a screen for Barnes. Lets it go with a three. Boucher's shot is off. Hawks have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game.
Oh, the athleticism there on display from Daniels. That's fun.
Toronto trailing. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Barnes sets a screen for Ingram. Pass to Barnes. Back to Ingram. Just 5 to shoot. Fires the three. Rebound Atlanta. To the wing right side. Wide open look here for Okongwu. Off target with his three. It's Barrett on the wing. And the three off target. For Atlanta, they've gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. Ingram attacking. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist. Ingram's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, the length of Ingram on display, outstanding at finding a lane, and then he explodes through it.
Count that one.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Right side, Barrett. Here's Barnes. Can't hit from in close.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
Well, a lot of the players are doing a good job as well of scanning the interior part of the paint. All those inside looks, those are paying off.
We've got Chris Boucher. Brandon Ingram's out there with Scotty Barnes. Then there's Dick. And it's Barrett at the 2. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter.
A little bit of showtime there from Scotty B.
We love young Scotty Barnes. He can shoot, he can defend, and he can really pass. Brent, he seems like the ideal wing.
Well, there's a lot of things there, Kevin, that are very good. You don't become an all-star at that position without those kind of abilities, but the responsibility of playing winning basketball consistently, let's see how that plays out for Scotty moving forward.
Here's Boucher following the three by Atlanta. Back to Barnes. Pass to Dick. Boucher sets a screen for Dick. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The Hawks leading by 4. LeVert with it. Still scoreless. Now Daniels puts up a 3. That's his first miss in 9 shots from the field. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It goes on Jalen Johnson.
I like the control from Barnes while getting fouled. Still able to get that shot off.
Greg, you look at today's point guards. So many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
Last game for the Raptors, they picked up the W against Charlotte. Ingram attacking. LeVert grabs the miss. Hawks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Okongwu with a screen on Barnes. Now Okongwu. Good on the triple. Okongwu's now got the lead up to 5 now for the Hawks.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Barrett kicks to Ingram. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here.
And here's a look at some stats for Johnson. Last season, he played outstanding. He averaged about 16 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
I feel like those rebounds are wearing down and eroding the opponent. His effort right now, physically and mentally, has been good.
Here's LeVert. Brandon Ingram picking up that last bucket. Now here's LeVert. Nothing on the board. Okongwu's shot is good.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
And Grady Dick gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Here's Daniels. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Here's the 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Ingram right side. Barrett wide open. He fires. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist.
A really good focus from RJ there. I think that improves his percentages.
Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside, Barrett. Pass to Boucher. Okongwu grabs the board. Atlanta leading by 3. .112 left here in the second. Back to Daniels. 6 to shoot from downtown. And there's Okongwu. That's good on the assist by Daniels. Okongwu's now got 9 points in the quarter. Barrett with the ball. Okongwu covering. No one near Boucher as he lets it go. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Daniels, no good.
Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do.
Now, here's Barrett. He's got 5. Pass to Ingram. Barrett setting a pick for Ingram. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Here's Rizichet. Scoreless thus far. Johnson down low.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Hawks ahead, leading by 5. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Taking a look at the Raptors, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone starts. And now taking a look at that first half action, it was a less than ideal start for the Raptors. And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. The Hawks leading by 5. So with Johnson on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Niang out there with Nance. Then it's Clint Capella. Then it's Terrence Mann. And it's Krejci in at the 2-guard spot. Here's Niang. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. Toronto's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Pirtle, the pass to back. Back to Pirtle. Shot clock at 5. Mobo can't hit. Atlanta's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Here's Krejci. Lob pass to Capella. Stolen by Quickly. Here's Mobo. Here's Pirtle. A second chance effort. Pass to Abaji. Cranes it from beyond the arc. Abaji's got himself on the board with 3 there.
There's another thing that Jakob Pirtle can do for you, provide some solid ball movement.
You know, whether he's coming off the bench or Brent starting, Emmanuel Quickly can score.
IQ is something else. I mean, he finished second in the 6th Man of the Year voting in one season. He's capable of putting up 30 as a starter or as a reserve, but it's a unique perspective to sit on that bench, watch the flow of the game, and come in and be impactful. IQ does that.
Quickly looking it over. Pass to Battle. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And Quickly, not just a scorer, he's also solid at finding teammates.
Here's the try. Throws it down despite the man right in his face. A chance here for a 3-point play.
Go into the rack with energy. And the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
Here's Quickly.
Okay.
And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Oh, there's some vertical on display. Quickly skying up for the jam.
Here's Mann. A 3-pointer, no good. Toronto, they've gone 3 of 6 in the 3rd quarter. 50% from the field. Here's Battle. And he hits it to tie the game up. Battle's got 5.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Here's Mann. Quickly covering, and he makes that one.
They are just killing him on the interior.
And so Quickly will bring it up for Toronto. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Here's Battle. 5 points in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Raptors need to get a shot off. A 3 from Quickly. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Atlanta's gone to the 3-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Screen by Niang. Here's Nance. Here's Mann. Quickly covering. Krejci. And a miss there on the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Mobo gets the basket. 1:10 left in the 3rd. Mann with it. He has 5. In Atlanta again with the bucket. Toronto's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. There's the pick. He takes it in. And that one's good quickly.
Well, game's moving fast. Quickly is a little bit faster.
Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Man passes to Nance. Three-pointers off the mark. Toronto's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Pass to Mobo. 24 seconds left in the third quarter. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. For Atlanta, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Here's Man, quickly covering. Man passes to Nance. Over quickly. Doesn't get it to drop for him. It's all tied in Toronto. And fourth quarter. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
The passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Quinn Snyder's huddle. He told him he liked the way they were working, but he said we have to really get after it. All we need is a couple of stops. Keep your focus. We'll see if they can close it out. Kevin?
Thank you, David. They've got Ingram. Grady Dick is out there with R.J. Barrett. Then there's Chris Boucher. And it's Barnes in at the power forward. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Daniels kicks to LeVert. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. LeVert's got his first 3 points of the game.
From range, LeVert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to honor him.
Barnes outside. Ingram outside. 5 to shoot. And the layup's good off the glass. Ingram's got 4 points this quarter. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Here's Daniels. Pass to Okongwu. Johnson surveying the floor. Driving the lane. Lays it up and pinks it in. And the Hawks lead by 1.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
For 3, Barrett. Rebounded by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got his 4th rebound in this one. Now, Rizashay. Okongwu down low. He's covered by Ingram. Okongwu against Ingram. Daniels, no good. Toronto, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And contact on the shot. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
This play is under review under NBA rules.
The original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
A good-looking jump shot right there by Daniels.
Raptors trail by 3. Ingram outside. Dick passes to Barnes. There's the triple. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Barnes has got the game tied up here for the Raptors.
Gigantic basket by Barnes. This guy's not afraid.
On the wing, Daniels. He's covered by Ingram. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Barnes outside at the dick. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Hawks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Johnson, a wide open look, and he's good on the 3-ball. Johnson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, Johnson's feel for the game keeps showing itself, takes advantage of the space behind the arc.
Ingram right side. Knocked away. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. .114 left in the fourth quarter. And here's Daniels. Pass to LeVert. Back to Daniels. Shot clock at 6. Fires for 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Now it's a 6-point Atlanta lead.
And Daniels just putting it all together right now. Keep feeding the hot hand.
For 3, Barrett. Tipped away. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's LeVert. Takes a 3. They grab their own miss.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
Here's Dick. Five on the clock. Knocks down the trifecta.
And this is the time when you want to lock it down defensively. Thus far, not happening.
I'm looking out there trying to find one guy at least interested in playing defense. Not that last possession.
And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Ooh, I think that's a wrap, and I can tell you, you can't have more pressure-packed free throws than the ones that are going to seal the game.
Give yourself a round of applause.
For 3, Ingram. And so it's Atlanta with the W. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And that'll do it.
Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
And a look at the starters for Charlotte. Ball and Miller pair up as the backcourt. Miles Bridges is out there with Mark Williams. And it's Green in at the small forward position. Shot clock at 6. Tries again. Boucher. And the officials called goaltending. And we're going to get a coach's challenge here. From his point of view, the officials did not get it right on the goaltending call.
This can be a tough one. With goaltending, it's such a fine.
The previous play is
into effect more than on these calls.
Well, that's what's great about the coach's challenge on calls like that.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
Do that in real time. And here we go. The call will stand.
That'll cost them a timeout and their one and only coach's challenge. Goaltending calls can be so tough to make. You understand why he wanted a closer look at it. We'll see if he regrets it.
Here's Ball. Takes it inside.
What a nice-looking drive with LaMelo. Such a hard contest because the guy can handle and he's got size.
Well, Doris, one thing about LaMelo Ball, not many true point guards walking around at 6'7".
BA, the length of a forward and yet one of the most prolific playmakers in the game today. That gives a coach a lot of versatility and options with one individual player.
Knocked loose. Miller outside with the drive, and it's flushed down. A nice jam.
And that's how Miller can take his game to the next level, by being aggressive and attacking the basket.
Ingram, the pass to Boucher. From downtown, and it's Ingram with the basket on the assist from Boucher.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Darko Rajakovic. I talked with Coach about LaMelo Ball and what he said to his guys before the game, and he said to me, I just told our guys to be active out there. LaMelo is an energetic, springy player, and we can't let him out-hustle and outwork us. LaMelo is a challenging assignment for any defense. We'll see how this unfolds, guys.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Here's Ball, and he drives in. Sweet little floater. Ball's got his second basket on the night.
Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot-around this morning.
The 3, Barrett. Offensive rebound. Here's Boucher. 2 points. That one goes.
Well, that's about positioning and length and athleticism. Boucher doing the job on the offensive rebounding end.
First quarter of ball. Almost 2.5 minutes in. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It goes on Chris Boucher. Charlotte shooting their first free throws of this game. Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, BA. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Miller on the wing. The shot off that time. Oh, good work defensively by Ingram. Banked it in off the glass.
We know Scotty Barnes will embrace the physicality. That score is about concentration.
And it's Boucher with the rebound. Toronto's gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Pass to Bridges. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Now here's Ball. Guarded by Dick. Outside for Green. Barrett against Ball. Whoop, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over. Squads that love to run. Last year's team leaders in fast break points. Number 1, the Raptors.
If this team had a chance to push it last season, they did. The best fast break team in the league.
There's a screen. Barrett against Miller. Barrett can't hit.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
There's 1:17 left to play in the first quarter. Now here's Ball. The D's right on him.
You can see what a good defender Chris Boucher is. Yes, he has length. Yes, he has mobility, but that's also about being tenacious defensively.
And that one's good. Ingram.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Here's Ball. Barnes with the rebound. Raptors lead by 3. And now the Raptors on the break. And it's Ingram with the basket. On the assist by Barrett. Ingram's got 8. Let's see if they want to go 2 for 1 here, Graham.
Hey, looking at the clock, I'd say yes.
Ball with it. Now guarded by Barrett. Green for 3. Gets the 3 ball to go.
If you leave a teammate of LaMelo Ball that wide open, I promise you he will find him.
Green against Ingram. Boucher outside. 17 seconds left in the opening quarter. 5 on the clock. Barnes with a screen on Ball. Here's Dick. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Toronto shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Making shots at the line. You need a good routine, and he certainly has one.
And there's the call on LaMelo Ball. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Barnes feeling it out a bit. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. A big-time effort for Brandon Ingram, providing a lot of energy for the Toronto Raptors. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. We'll be right back after this word. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. You know, you take a look at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
Man, why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the floor for Charlotte. Ball and Miller pair up as the backcourt. Miles Bridges is out there with Green. And it's Nurkic in at the center position. 6 to shoot. Here's Ball. And he knocks it down. He's 3 of 5 now from the floor.
What a finish by LaMelo Ball. Thin frame, but that length at 6'7", he can mix it up now.
Pass to Barnes. There's a screen. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Barnes has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
And how about Scotty Barnes, Doris? Named an All-Star during his 3rd season in 2024.
And in fact, the 3rd youngest All-Star that year. Listen, he has upgraded his playmaking. He's still getting better, and I think that's the scary part for the rest of the league.
Here's Barrett. Oh, he goes right over Yusuf Nurkic. Slams it down.
Boy, you love that he wants to finish with authority, sending a message to the defense. R.J. Barrett.
Pass to Nurkic. Puts up a 3. To the right side. Now Bridges. He's guarded by Barnes. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Well, this guy knows how to put on a show. Put Miles Bridges in the dunk contest. Did you see that?
Ingram against Green. Right side Ingram. Here's Barrett. Lays it up and banks it in. Barrett's gotten 4 this quarter.
This is a relentless scorer who is unafraid to work on the inside. In the paint, RJ making his presence felt.
Miller outside. Bridges a screen on Ingram. Here's Miller. No, stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. And they're not happy with the call here. Coach has given the signal. He's going to use his challenge. Probably a good idea in such a close contest.
Miller, 1 shot. This play is under review under NBA rules. There will be
These personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Dick, and a nice finish on the layup.
And you know, in this quarter, they've really brought up their shooting percentage.
Hornets trail by 4. Ball taking his time here. Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. Can't get it to go. He's made 3, he's missed 3 so far. Outside Ingram. Boucher outside. Pass to Barrett. Outside Ingram. Sinks the tray. Now it's a 7-point Raptor lead.
I'll tell you what, they are on fire this quarter, taking total command of this game.
LaMelo on the attack. Very pretty alley-oop.
LaMelo Ball showing off that facilitation. That is pretty pick-and-roll basketball.
Basket counts. Barnes has got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Ball outside. Oh, love to see Ball attack inside.
Well, the great length and the great size of the backcourt, LaMelo Ball continues to improve as an interior scorer.
The Hornets are in the midst of a playoff drought. Their last appearance was 2015, Doris.
Yeah, B.A., that's the longest active streak in the league, not something you love to be associated with. And listen, like other organizations, they've hit on some draft picks, they've missed on some draft picks. A lot of the problem has been injuries that have plagued this organization.
Miller against Barrett. Outside for Ingram. Boucher passes to Ingram. Lets the 3 fly. Second shot opportunity. Here's the pick. Shot clock at 5. And the layup is good off the glass. Ingram's got 13.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Ball outside. Miller outside. Green against Barrett. The 3. Barnes with the rebound. Barnes has got 4 rebounds in the game. Pass to Dick. It'll count. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Raptors out in front, leading by 5. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
Taking a look here now at Toronto. I've always loved when I started the season at home. I'd be eating good, I'd be dominating down.
And looking back on the first half of our game, it hasn't gone according to plan for the Hornets.
Look at the rebounding.
Appreciate you joining us. It's been our distinct pleasure, and I mean that. Let's...
And we're we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Boy, this has been one outstanding game from Brandon Ingram.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
They've got Emmanuel quickly, and it's Pirtle in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic. Quickly passes to Abaji. And there's the foul. It's on Grant Williams. That's his first foul. All right, Doris, you think this heliocentric style of play can lead to championship success?
Brian, this is such a big-time question, and I think a difficult one to answer. By heliocentric, we mean that the best player on your team is making up a greater percentage of the usage, meaning the ball is in their hands more. What that has led to are some of the most efficient offenses in the history of the game. But does it lead to championships? That is the answer to the question we all seek.
Pass to Diabate. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Diabate's gotten his first points in this one.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Now quickly. And Pirtle gets it to go on the assist by Quickly. And the Raptors lead by 7.
Oh, you see Jakob Pirtle powering through the contact. Use that size, young sir.
Pass to Diabate. Back to man. 90 seconds into the second half now. Pirtle with some nice D.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
And the officials will call the illegal screen here. All right, a chance now to take a look at the steals over the last few months for Josh Green.
I get the feeling he hasn't been paying as much attention defensively as he should be. His steal numbers have dipped in the past few months. He needs to get back some of that intensity on defense. And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
Offensive board. Kicks it to Quickly. Lets it go from deep. He buries it from 3. Quickly's got 5 points.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Oh, a big finish with a one-handed jam.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his groove.
Pass to Abaji. He takes it in. Uses the glass on the layup.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Hornets trail by 8. Here's Man. And the layup is good. Man's gotten 4 this quarter.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Doris, Trey Mann is an example of a semi-late bloomer in the NBA.
The NBA, that's not unusual for a player in his early 20s. Now he's been with a couple of different organizations. There's a versatility to how he contributes in the stat sheet, and a lot of times, especially for somebody of Trey Mann's skill set, it's about fit.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Well, Emmanuel Quickly is a combo guard who impacts both sides of the ball, Doris.
There's no question about it. He's a floor spacer. He can create for himself or his teammates, and defensively, longer than you think and very mobile.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, guys, drawing charges is an art. The Warriors' Brandon Podziemski led the league last season, and he said, I'm not going to jump with anybody at the rim and block them. This is another form of rim protection. And Brian, while some have labeled them dangerous and called for charges to be taken out of the game, they remain a winning play.
Yeah, that's a good point, Allie. Thanks.
Well, you can see why the defense dared him to shoot it. That's not really his spot.
To the middle. It's tipped. Here we go. Here's Quickly. Boom! Boom, he jams it straight down.
Yeah, that's about speed for Emmanuel quickly. Just gets himself ahead of the pack.
And we've got a timeout called by Charles Lee. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments.
We need you to get inbound right now. New York.
A big group substitution here for Charlotte. Williams is checked in for Diabate. Miles Bridges comes in for Williams. Green's checked in for Jeffries. And Brandon Miller subbed in for Okogie. And that one's good, man.
You know, he's been giving them points, but they still can't seem to get over the hump tonight.
Raptors lead by 6. Quickly deciding where to go with it. They set a pick. And foul called on Emmanuel quickly. That's his first foul.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
So Toronto ends up going with a new group. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the pass to Williams. And it's Boucher with the rebound. Boucher's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Outside Barnes. Pass to Boucher. Launches a 3. Knocks it down from distance. Boucher's got 7. And here's man. And so it's Toronto. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. Great shot selection right now. Keeping the game simple and getting high percent. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hornets. Miles Bridges is out there with Mark Williams. Then there's Josh Green. Then it's Miller. And it's man in at the point. Back to Ingram. 6 on the shot clock. And there's a pick. Here's Dick. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
And Williams gets the bucket on the assist by Bridges.
This has been the story of the game, a battle fought on offense.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
Boucher passes to Barnes. Soft touch off the glass. And the Raptors lead by 9.
Inside is where Barnes is most effective, taking point-blank shots.
Barnes against Bridges. And here's Green from the arc. Barnes with the rebound.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
On the wing, Grady Dick. Outside Barnes. Pass to Ingram. Here's Boucher. The wide open shot is on the money. And now it's an 11-point Toronto lead.
Well, you got to get to that in-between game sometimes. Chris Boucher getting to that mid-range jumper.
And we've got a timeout called by Charles Lee. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. LaMelo Ball, he's checked in for Charlotte. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Charles Lee said to the team. He said to them, "You guys look defeated out there. Wake up. This game is far from over, but I need you all to believe that. I need you to fight for one another right now."
Appreciate the report, Allie.
Oh my goodness, the flare and the explosion on that finish by Brandon Miller. Look out below.
They set the pick. Here's Barrett. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. Ball right side. And he banks in the layup.
Wow, LaMelo is always a tough matchup, but tonight almost impossible.
On the wing, Grady Dick, pounded by Ball. Dick, the pass to Boucher. And the three-pointer goes.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
Out of bounds. It'll be Toronto's ball. A minute 53 left in the fourth quarter here. Out to the right wing. Barrett finds Ingram. Boucher on the screen. Clock at 6. There's the three. Williams grabs the board. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Hornets. A 12-point game. And it's Green missing.
Yeah, no, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Right side Ingram. Jacks up a three. And give him another one. He's 6 of 8 and looking solid.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Raptors.
This team did a lot of things well tonight. Number one was passing the ball.
And it was a team that was in rhythm. And they just trusted each other to take the right shots.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And with this victory, they conclude this season series, having won 3 out of 4 games these two teams played.
And there's the call on LaMelo Ball. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Third personal foul. First team foul.
Now here's Barrett. Fires the three. Williams grabs the board. Ball outside. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. From behind the arc. Can't hit that one. I think a bucket here, Grant, would end this game.
Absolutely. That would put a bow on this one.
Bridges against Barnes. Driving to the basket. Outside for Ingram. Pass to Boucher. Shot clock at 6. The three-pointer off the mark. So no problem for Toronto as they get the win. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke.